Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit more different from my usual news topics or commentary over a race that I've done. Today I'm going to be talking about my top 3 favorite Group 3, GR3, GT3 cars in Gran Turismo. I feel like this list is going to be helpful for new drivers, new people, newcomers to the game. I'm sure the pros will have their own little cars that they like to drive, things that they're used to. Of course, that's how I am as well. I'm used to the cars that are in this list. That's why I'm putting them in the list. But I feel like these are probably the more easier cars to drive. And also, I've put them in 3 categories. I've gone with handling, top speed, and acceleration, because I didn't want to be I didn't want to do a list going downwards or upwards, as in the best car at the top and then the worst car at the bottom. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do these 3 cars, in my opinion, are just as good as each other. So that's how I'm going to be doing this list. So let's get right into it. So the first car I'm going to be talking about is the Porsche 911 RSR. Now, in my opinion, this car is absolutely amazing when it comes to tracks like the Nordschleife. But the problem is with this car that it's mid-engine rear-wheel drive, so oversteer is a massive problem with this car. Because the rear wheels and the engine is at the back, so the engine's at the back, which means that there's a lot more weight at the back of the car, and plus it's rear wheel drive, which makes this car very slidey when it comes to corners. So for newcomers this may be a little bit more difficult to drive, but if you do get the hang of it, trust me, you're going to be winning a lot of races with this thing. It's absolutely amazing through the corners. Once you caress it through the corners, it's just such a beautiful thing to drive through the corners. That's why I'm going to say that this is probably the best car at handling, as long as you know how to drive it. As long as you put the practice in, I'm sure you're going to be doing pretty well in the daily races, in sport mode, online lobbies, so forth. You're definitely going to do well if you know how to drive this thing. Alright, so the next car I'm going to be talking about is the Corvette C7 GR3. This car is really good when it comes to top speed. It really does pull on acceleration as well, which is also a bonus. But the problem that lies with this car, I would say, is because the raw amount of just power in the car. It's got the usual problem that the 911 also had, which is oversteer. Now, if you can countersteer quite well, you are going to be winning quite a lot of races with this car. You're going to be doing quite well in daily races, online lobbies, so forth and so on. But again, the Corvette and the 911 at the moment, I'm jumping between the both, also because they're quite evenly matched. I don't really know, like they're really evenly matched in my opinion. They're both really fast, they've both got really good top speed, but the problem with the Corvette is the oversteer. It's quite bad. When you do drive it, you will feel the oversteer. You do also feel it obviously in the 911 as well, but in this you really will feel it, because it's just the amount of power that this car just puts down to the wheels as soon as you get on that accelerator. So you really do have to be careful. A lot of throttle control, but if you want a car that's raw power, can get around the corners quite well if you know how to do it, then go with the Corvette. Alright, so the final car that I got here for you guys is the Audi R8 LMS. This car, when I first started playing Gran Turismo, I absolutely fell in love with the way it drives. But again, I did find the Corvette, and then I did discover the 911 were just that little bit more, just a little bit better than this car in my opinion. But when I first started out in this game, I felt like this Audi was just amazing through the corners. It had an amazing top speed, and if you're doing a grid start, this thing's acceleration is insane. Honestly, it's just absolutely insane. So if you really want to go for a car that's, well, a little bit difficult for beginners, but once you get the hang of it, drives really well, then definitely go for the Audi R8, because I'm sure you'll be winning a lot of races, and it's a good car to start off with. So if you want to look for a car that's good in acceleration, go for the Audi. So guys, that was my list of top 3 cars in Gran Turismo in GT3. Leave your thoughts down below and tell me what you guys enjoy as well, and also tell me if you like this new top 3 or whatever series that I'm doing here, and tell me if I should continue doing this. Also, leave a subscribe, like, and I'll see you guys in the next video.